Back in this Friday, as Air Canada has issued a travel advisory for parts of the West, letting travelers know that flights there may be impacted by the extreme cold. Here is travel expert Claire Newell, who joins us this morning for more. Claire, good morning to you. And just first off, how rare is this, and what are the concerns when it comes to flying and extreme cold?
Well, as I came on, I was thinking to myself how grateful I was that this cold snap didn't happen over the holidays like it did last year. But last year's winter holiday break really got the airport set up to handle this. It's not rare. We live in Canada. Of course, it's a little more rare in the West, and Vancouver last year had some rough situations around the weather, but all of the airports across this country have staffed up. There are more crew, there's more de-icing, and there's more equipment that are ready to handle all of the clearing if needed. I did take a look at all of the country's major airports across the country, and this morning it's looking pretty good. But it's a good reminder that these types of things with winter weather can cause some delays, even some cancellations. So check your flight before you ever head to the airport so you're not waiting if that flight's not going.
Okay, great advice. Let's talk about one of the compensation stories we were talking about at the top of the show. And none of us could imagine what it was like to be on board that Alaska flight. We said at the top that the CEO of Boeing now says that everyone is going to be compensated. $1,500, I believe, is kind of the flat rate going to everybody after their tickets were refunded. What do you think of this compensation?
Yeah, this was a tough situation. I can't even imagine. It would have been absolutely terrifying. And the reality is that we don't often see when nobody is actually injured that these types of compensation go to everybody on the aircraft. $1,500 US plus the ticket. I am no specialist. I'm guessing that the airline spoke to some good PR people and some good lawyers. But when I was sitting around with my own family last night talking about this, my son goes, wow, if I was sitting close to the door, I would have wanted more money. Look, maybe they should have given a little bit and dispersed it depending on how far you were away from the door. But they would have looked at the legal advice and taken it very carefully with this compensation package.
Yeah. Claire, I also want to ask you about the CEO of Boeing, who has responded to this. It was a Boeing aircraft, and the CEO said in a recent interview that the blowout of that door on one of his planes was, quote, the result of a quality escape. Do we know what that means, and do we know exactly what went on? What happened here?
Well, quality escape, I say more like of an oversight, but the NTSB, National Transportation Safety Board, has said that those four bolts were unaccounted for. That means that they were either lost or they were never installed. So as a result, they are all grounded. And until that is all cleared and safety has been checked, like with a fine-tooth comb, because the passengers' safety is the most important, those aircraft will not be flying again. The reality is Canada doesn't have those aircraft. Majority of them are with Alaska. There's about 65 in the Alaska fleet. There's 79 in the United flight, but this could affect Canadians. These flights will not go, I will say that, until this is absolutely cleared and FAA is satisfied with it. And I would fly afterward, knowing that this has been checked on those aircraft. I say that Canadians may be affected because Air Canada has a United co-chair agreement and WestJet has an Alaska Airlines agreement. So you want to make sure that you check those flights because there could be a bit of a domino effect into Canada.
All right. If that was a quality escape, I'm scared to see what was a bad escape.
Well, listen, if I was on that flight, I would be looking for a quality escape off that plane, yes.
Oh, gosh. Okay, Claire, we wanted to talk about this because it is just awesome to take in. World's largest cruise ship arriving in Miami in port, setting sail for the first time at the end of the month. This is just unreal. What can you tell us about Icon of the Sea? Look at that.
Yeah, there's just so much to say. It can hold almost a small city. It can hold 9,950 people. So that would be 7,600 passengers and 2,350 crew. It is the world's largest ship. It's going to have the world's largest water park. It will have 20 stories. 40 ways to dine, drink, and be entertained. There are 8 different neighborhoods. It's just insane. We are lucky enough to have a few staff that are going to be going on board that inaugural sailing on January 27th and be able to see it firsthand. There's been so much buzz in the industry about this. It'll be doing Western and Eastern Caribbean sailing 7 nights. I think a lot of people are very excited. It almost looks like a ulterior planet. I mean, it's so futuristic, but what an experience to go on board.
Yeah, no kidding. That's what I'm thinking. It's such an experience. I don't even think this ship has got to set sail. Do you really want to leave the ship at all?
Right? Yeah.
Look, so fantastic. All right, Claire, thank you so much. Appreciate this, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks so much.